While this video by itself is definitely not the most disturbing one that I've ever watched, it's still probably not something you'd want to watch if you don't have a strong stomach. This is another no context video that was posted to TikTok. In it, we can see this guy standing holding a sledgehammer and smashing the floor, clearly trying to destroy the floor and demolish it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys see where this is going. That video really reminds me of this photo right here. Basically just self-sabotaging. That's exactly what ended up happening in this video. This guy was standing there, he reached down to grab a brick and move it, and then the floor that he was trying to destroy ended up collapsing. And shockingly, while this seems like something that would be common sense, this is actually something that happens pretty frequently. If you go online, you can find a bunch of these videos. I don't really understand the logic behind why people are doing this, but really this is what happens when you don't properly educate your workers on how to stay safe. While this video by itself is definitely not the most disturbing one that I've ever watched, it's still probably not something you'd want to watch if you don't have a strong stomach. This is another no context video that was posted to TikTok. In it, we can see this guy standing holding a sledgehammer and smashing the floor, clearly trying to destroy the floor and demolish it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys see where this is going. That video really reminds me of this photo right here. Basically just self-sabotaging. That's exactly what ended up happening in this video. This guy was standing there, he reached down to grab a brick and move it, and then the floor that he was trying to destroy ended up collapsing. And shockingly, while
Speed, new challenge for you. It looks easy, but it's called an L-sit. I know you can't do this. This is probably the most easiest I have ever came across to. Sitting on your ass and just lifting up. Let me show y'all. Sit on your ass and just lift up. Easy. That was probably the most easiest thing I have ever done. Oh, okay. Oh, lift your feet up. Y'all ready? Speed, new challenge for you. It looks easy, but it's called an L-sit. I know you can't do this. This is probably the most easiest I have ever came across to. Sitting on your ass and just lifting up. Let me show y'all. Sit on your ass and just lift up. Easy. That was probably the most easiest thing I have ever done. Oh, okay. Oh, lift your feet up. Y'all ready?
If you were a noob just starting out in Steal a Brain Rot, you might think that buying brain rots from the track and earning money would be the fastest way to progress in the game. However, this is in fact the worst possible strategy a player could use, and there's a secret technique that will let you get 1 billion per second brain rots in literally less than 5 minutes. Now, most players don't even know about it, and instead would either buy the brain rot starter pack since they think that the Burr Patapim is actually good, or if they're a little bit smarter, start out by looking around at all the other players' bases to see if they have anything worth stealing. Unfortunately though, for brand new players, and even ones that have been playing for a bit but aren't a high enough rebirth, a ton of the tools which make stealing a lot easier aren't available to buy. And this greatly decreases the chances of you being able to steal anything good, especially when your opponent's overpowered brain rots are being stored in their top floor. However, this leads us to the borderline cheating strategy I discovered for stealing some of the rarest brain rots in the entire game. Because on the main Steal a Brain Rot page, if you click on where it says Brazilian Spider and then click on View Community, you'll see an area where people are posting hundreds of links per second to their private servers. Now, 99% of these are scammers, but this is actually going to be to your advantage, and you're going to start out by saving as many of these links as you possibly can. Then, the next step is to wait a couple of hours for the scammers to not be active anymore. And after you're done waiting, you're going to take all those links you've saved and input them into this special program I've made. Now, what this program does is it goes through and scans every single server looking for AFK players or any of those glitched bases that can sometimes occur after a player has left the game. And if it detects any servers where this has happened, it will tell you, and you can just take the link, hop into the private server, and steal whatever brain rots the player has inside his base. If you were a noob just starting out in Steal a Brain Rot, you might think that buying brain rots from the track and earning money would be the fastest way to progress in the game. However, this is in fact the worst possible strategy a player could use, and there's a secret technique that will let you get 1 billion per second brain rots in literally less than 5 minutes. Now, most players don't even know about it, and instead would either buy the brain rot starter pack since they think that the Burr Patapim is that brain rot page. If you click on where it says Brazilian Spider and then click on View Community, you'll see an area where what this program does is it goes through and scans every single server looking for AFK
Here's how to do the new SVQR method. First go to Servers, then click Configure, then copy your PS link, then go to this website called qr.io and paste your PS link in and get your QR code. Now send your QR to everyone and tell them to add you with the QR and you will get everyone to join.
This girl.
If you were a noob just starting out in Celebrate, ones that have been playing for stored borderline cheating your advantage, and you're going to start out by saving as many of these links as you possibly can. Then the next step is to wait a couple of hours for the scammers to not be active anymore. And after you're done waiting, you're going to take all those links you've saved and input them into this special program I've made. Now, what this program does is it goes through and scans every single server looking for AFK players or any of those glitched spaces that can sometimes occur after a player has left the game. And if it detects any servers where this has happened, it will tell you, and you can just take the link, hop into the private server, and steal whatever brain rest the player has inside his base. If you were a noob just starting out in Celebrate, you might think that buying brain rots from the track and earning money would be the fastest way to progress in the game. However, this is in fact the worst possible strategy a player could use, and there's a secret technique that will let you get 1 billion per second brain rots in literally less than 5 minutes. Now, most players don't even know about it, and instead would either buy the brain rot starter pack since they think that the Berber Patapim is actually good, or if they're a little bit smarter, start out by looking around at all the other players' bases to see if they have anything worth stealing. Unfortunately though, for brand new players, and even ones that have been playing for a bit but aren't a high enough rebirth, a ton of the tools which make stealing a lot easier aren't available to buy. And this greatly decreases the chances of you being able to steal anything good, especially when your opponent's overpowered brain rots are being stored in their top floor. However, this leads us to the borderline cheating strategy I discovered for stealing some of the rarest brain rots in the entire game. Because on the main Steal Brain Rot page, if you click on where it says Brazilian Spider and then click on View Community, you'll see an area where people are posting hundreds of links per second to their private. Steal a Brainrot players are having their rare Brainrots mysteriously disappearing. Because, as you guys all definitely know by now, in Steal a Brainrot, when you have really rare Brainrots in your base, lots of players will all start trying to steal them from you. Now this, of course, naturally led to everybody starting to store their rare Brainrots on all accounts, that way they would never have to worry about them being stolen when they were playing in public servers. And players thought that they were totally safe, since they would only ever bring their alt accounts out to their own private servers where nobody else could join. However, this was actually totally wrong, and a lot of players were randomly finding that their alt accounts' Brainrots had been stolen. Because there was, for some reason, a glitch that would keep the player's base in the server after Theodore left the game. And, well, normally this wouldn't really be a problem since it was just a private server. After 20 minutes, the game would have the base rejoin since it thought that the alt account was still in the game and had just gone AFK. But instead of just letting the base rejoin into the private server, a lot of the time it would send it to public servers with players who would have their rare Brainrots stolen without them ever being in the game. Steal a Brainrot's 1x event is insane. Steal a Brainrot's new rare Strawberry Elephant was just stolen from Sam, because as you guys probably have heard, in the most recent update to Steal a Brainrot, the new radioactive event and trait were introduced. And since it had just come out, it meant that any rare Brainrots that managed to spawn as a radioactive were instantly some of the rarest Brainrots in the game. Now to celebrate, Sammy had decided to give himself a base entirely filled up with radioactive Strawberry Elephants. And to make sure that nobody could get their hands on these incredibly rare Brainrots, Sammy had given them an effect that made them unstealable. So just as he was about to start admin abuse, Sammy decided to join into Kalis' server to show off to all the YouTubers gathered there waiting for the event to start. However, that's when things started going really wrong for Sam, because for some reason it loaded his base in, but he was still stuck on the loading screen, and when Steak realized, he ran on over to the base. Now, the Strawberry Elephant should have been unstealable, but since Sammy's character couldn't load in the game didn't apply the no stealing effect, letting everybody yoink all of Sammy's insanely rare radioactive Strawberry Elephants. Steal a Brainrot's new rare Strawberry Elephant was just stolen from Sam, because as you guys probably have heard, in the most recent update to Steal a Brainrot, the new radioactive event and trait were introduced. And since it had just come out, it meant that any rare Brainrots that managed to spawn as a radioactive. So I was playing Steal a Brainrot when one of my fans challenged me to steal a really rare Brainrot, and he said that for every $1 million per second it was worth, he would donate me 10. Fishing in Steal a Brainrot is insanely broken, because as you guys probably know, last Saturday, Sammy introduced the radioactive update as well as the brand new fishing event. And in it, you can go buy a fishing rod from this guy and then cast it anywhere in the water to start fishing for Brainrots. Now, players were just expecting it to give normal Brainrots like Trippy Troppies, or maybe if you got super lucky, a Tralalelo Tralala. However, it turned out that Sammy had made it so that you can get Brainrot gods and even secrets almost every single time. And the reason why this is so crazy is because before, a player might have to spend days or even weeks when they're first starting out playing Steal a Brainrot before they could get a Brainrot God or secret, but now, with the fishing event, a new player could literally have just joined in for the first time and then within 5 minutes have multiple 2 million plus per second Brainrots. But even better is the new fishing base that Sammy also added in, because this one is by far the easiest to get, with you only needing 23 of the fishing Brainrots, and it also looks really cool. However, the craziest part of the fishing event is the custom fishing combinación. Steal a Brainrot players are glitching underground to steal Brainrots, because since the launch of Steal a Brainrot, the steal mechanic has undergone a decent amount of evolution. Now, in the earliest version, the base locking mechanic was still undergoing development, and so you could only lock it for 30 seconds at a time before it would unlock and allow players to start running off with your valuable Brainrots. There's also the movement penalty that your character gets when stealing that slows you down a lot and also disables you being able to use any items besides the admin panel if you pay enough Robux to unlock it. But overall, the stealing mechanic where you go into another player's base, pick up their Brainrot, and then try to make it back to your base before they can stop you has remained relatively untouched for the majority of the time the game's been out. Now, Sammy did have a couple of small updates to it, like when he made it so that there's a cooldown before you can steal if a player just loaded into your private server to help stop the massive scammer problem. However, recently, players started abusing a glitch that allows you to go underneath the map to steal Brainrots, because instead of having to avoid the player whose Brainrot they are stealing like they normally would, they can simply pick up the Brainrot, do the glitch to drop their character on the ground, and then walk on over to their base and emerge from the ground, netting them the easy. So I was playing Steal a Brainrot in the new radioactive update, and one of my fans had just told me that the spinner wheel had a bug where it would give out radioactive lucky blocks way more often than it should. So naturally, I decided I had to test it out, and after buying 100 spins, it was now time to see if the glitch was legit or not. Now, since I had the fast spin option on, I couldn't quite see how I was actually landing on, but at least to me, it looked like I was actually getting some radioactive lucky blocks, which should have only had a 0.5% chance for you to get. And after I'd used all my spins up, you can imagine my shock when I turned around to see that my base had been entirely filled up with radioactive secret lucky blocks. So of course, you already know I had to try to see if I could pull anything good, and so I started opening them all up. Now, like usual, I was just getting Tortuguinis. However, after a few hotspots, I got super lucky and somehow managed to pull a $255 million per second radioactive Esox-Cola. So I was playing Steal a Brainrot in the new Do not go AFK and steal a brain rot. Whatever you do, don't stand still, not even for a second, or you might lose all your brain rot. Because, as you guys probably know, So I was playing Steal a Brain Rot when Steal a Brain Rot's rarest brain rots were just deleted. Because, as you might have heard, yesterday, IShowSpeed decided to try playing Steal a Brain Rot, and it started off, as you might expect, with one of his fans giving him 3 insanely rare brain rots. So I was playing Steal a Brain Rot, and had just managed to get my hands on some super rare lucky blocks during the Taco Tuesday admin abuse. And since I've been trying to find some overpowered brain rots to give away to fans recently, I decided to open them up in the hopes of pulling something really good like a La Casa Boo, which can make over $1 billion per second. Now, I was already off to a really good start, and with me having pulled 187 million per second Los No My Hotspotitos, I was really confident that I'd probably pull something super rare from my super stacked 10 trait pumpkin lucky block that I was saving for last. And my second lucky block was somehow even better than my first one, with me getting a $603 million per second Los Combinaciones. Now, unfortunately, my third one wasn't quite as good, with me only pulling a 6 million per second crab. However, I was still really confident that my 5th super rare lucky block I had would give me something crazy. So I opened my 4th lucky block, which ended up giving me an Alicia, which is one of my least favorite brain rots, but it meant that now I was on to my 10 trait spooky pumpkin lucky block. And I got excited when I saw La Casa Boo go by, but I unfortunately ended up getting the worst possible brain rot. So I was playing Steal a Brain Rot's triple brain rot spawner has a problem, because as you guys probably all know, in Steal a Brain Rot, your brain rot spawns here from this black barrier before walking down to the very end of the red carpet and disappearing. And recently, it was revealed to the community in the new 1x event that behind the black barrier, Sammy has a secret lab, which is where all the brain rots are coming from. Now, you guys also probably heard about the new brain rot dealer that Sammy added in Saturday's admin abuse and the controversies that came. So I was playing Steal a Brain Rot and was trying to find a Glorari Digitale, that way I could do the 1x ritual, which was about to happen in less than 20 minutes. Now, I'd already gotten 3 of them earlier, and so I was pretty sure that I'd be able to find somebody who had one for me to steal, and so I got to searching. Naturally, while I was hunting around, I kept running into these goofy hall monitor type players who really didn't want anyone to steal any brain rots. But I made sure to teach them a good lesson by harassing them and keeping them from being able to play the game until they rage quit the server. Now, while I was searching for the Digitale, I was also stealing some mythics from players to keep myself from getting bored, and I was actually getting a decent amount of them. Of course, I was also starting to get a little bit worried since I was running out of time, with there now being just 5 minutes left before it'd be 3 AM and the 1x ritual would happen. But in a crazy stroke of luck, that's when a guy who had the keyboard brain rot joined into the server. Now, I was a little bit confused when his base instantly opened up, which caused me to pause for a second. However, when I realized that it had just actually randomly unlocked, I immediately picked up the Digitale and brought it back on over to my base. So I immediately loaded into my private server and got my 3 other alt accounts ready, and the second the event started, I went in and started lining up for the ritual. But that's when things started becoming weird, because for some reason the ritual wouldn't start and my game started glitching out. Then, out of nowhere, I guess 666 spawned in, but when I went up to it, it wouldn't let me buy it. And when I tried buying it again, it made this horrifying noise and crashed my computer. So I was playing Steal a Brain Rot and was Steal a Brain Rot's new brain rot dealer has a problem, because, as you guys probably heard, in today's admin abuse, Sammy added in a brand new feature called the Brain Rot Dealer. And players were quite happy with this, since there were options of purchase brain rots ranging from really cheap to ones only the most dedicated players would be able to afford. Now, when Sammy started the admin abuse, he first revealed the new triple red carpet, which tons of players were extremely excited about. However, when the Brain Rot dealer got activated, things were different, since no matter what players did, they couldn't actually buy anything, even if they were sitting waiting, spamming the buy button with an auto clicker. And after this happened every single time, people started to realize that something was very wrong. So players decided to start doing some testing, and after a few restocks, they realized the dark truth of what was happening. Because the reason nobody was able to purchase anything was that there were thousands of bots that were instantly purchasing everything far faster than a human or even auto clicker could ever dream of, meaning that almost nobody was actually able to buy even the cheapest brain rots from the Brain Rot dealer. Steal a Brain Rot's new brain rot dealer has a problem, because, as you guys probably heard, in today's admin, so I was playing Steal a Brain Rot and was hunting around for some brain rots I needed for my next rebirth. Now, I had just managed to get the Odin Dean Dune I needed for my next rebirth, and after farming $7 trillion, I had successfully expanded my base. And the next brain rot I had to get was a Turbo 3000. So I loaded into some public servers, and to my delight, immediately managed to find one inside a guy's base. Now, I teleported in, and right as his base unlocked, I yoinked it. Unfortunately, before I got too far, this absolute bozo of a hall monitor came out to me to stop me before immediately leaving the server, and I understandably wasn't too happy. However, I figured that eventually I would find another Turbo 3000 yoink, and so I kept loading into more servers. Now, after a bit, I decided to try going into one of the private servers that people were sending links to in the hopes that somebody might have the brain rot I needed. But as I expected, pretty much everybody were just scammers who were hoping to catch some noobs off guard. So I kept server hopping, and after a bit, I finally found a guy who had a Turbo 3000. Naturally, I immediately asked him if I could trade for it, but I'm not sure if there was much going through this guy's head because he just stood there not saying anything before eventually backing out. Now, I was starting to get fed up. However, that's when in the next server I joined, I saw this super stack base. Of course, it didn't have a train in it, but the 600 million a second Lava La Casa Boo was looking quite tempting, and so I decided to try and yoink it. So I set up my trap and patiently waited for his base to be about to unlock. Then, right before he could lock it, I body swapped him into my trap and flew straight on over to the Lava La Casa Boo. Now, this guy was about to kick me any second, but in an insane stroke of luck, I made it back to my base before he could. So I was playing Steal a Brainrot and was hunting around for some Brainrots I needed for my next rebirth. Now, I had just managed to get the Odin Ding Dune I needed for my next rebirth, and after farming $7 trillion, I had successfully expanded my
Gerhard's Appliance.
Steal a Brainrot scammers are evolving, because you're probably aware of all the scummy individuals who, instead of earning their Brainrots legitimately by buying them and stealing them from players in public servers, would bait unaware players into joining into their private servers where they would yoink the Brainrots before kicking the poor noob. And it got so bad that even I was scammed like this when I first started playing Steal a Brainrot and had a lot of my best Brainrots stolen from me by these bozos. Now, recently Sammy came to the rescue and made it so you can't steal Brainrots from somebody that just joined into a server, and it seemed like that this was going to be end for all the scammers. However, these slimy individuals were not about to have their free Brainrot pipeline stolen from them, and so they started innovating with strategies such as distracting players with small talk to wait out the 30 seconds before having an invisible alt account pick up the Brainrot. But perhaps the craziest thing is how these scammers started tricking players into trapping themselves, because they would first tell their victim that they wanted to show them a glitch, and when they agreed, they had them go to the very start of the red carpet and clone themselves. Then, with the player trapped on the other side of the wall, the scammers would be able to run on back, pick up a Brainrot, and kick the player before they could respawn or even leave the game. Steal a Brainrot's rare strawberry elephant was just deleted, because you might remember how
It's that.
So I was playing Steal a Brainrot in the Taco Tuesday event, and my goal Steal a Brainrot bases have a problem. As many of you guys are aware, your base in Steal a Brainrot can range from 1 story all the way up to 3 stories tall once you reach a high enough rebirth. And generally, the bottom floor was considered the most dangerous place to store your Brainrots, with the second floor being safer and the top floor being where everybody would store their incredibly rare Brainrots like the Strawberry Elephant or the new Meow. However, something seems to have changed recently. Now, what started it was the rise of all the scammers that would just spam out invite links to their private servers and then just float in the air where your top floor would be so they could steal your Brainrots and then kick it. And fortunately for us legit players, Sammy took note. Steal a Brainrot's red carpet. Steal a Brainrot's red carpet is hiding an insane secret, because as you guys all know, the Brainrots spawn here at the start of the— If you see this lucky block, don't open it, because as you guys probably know, in Steal a Brainrot, there is a decent amount of different types of lucky blocks, and the most expensive one is the secret lucky block, costing over $20 real if you want to buy it. But some players thought that was too expensive, and so they went onto black market sites to try to find some cheaper alternatives. And after a bit, they noticed this incredibly good deal: 1 secret lucky block for 10 cents. So they paid for the lucky block and waited for it to arrive. However, that's when things became weird, because instead of a normal person, this creepy looking bot arrived in their server that just stood still waiting. And when the player picked up the lucky block to move over his base, he started to have some strange lag and his game colors got all weird. But when he finally got it back to his base and tried opening it up, it just vanished and permanently deleted all the other Brainrots he had in his base. If you see—
This is the best
Steal a Brainrot lucky block.
This is the best Steal a Brainrot spawner, which allowed me to spawn over 1,000 Brainrots, earning me trillions. Link is in the comments.
Steal a Brainrot lucky blocks are now insanely overpowered. You've probably seen the few different types of lucky blocks that Sammy's added into the game, each giving its own special Brainrots. And for a while, a lot of players were confused on which one was the best. Now, some players thought that the secret lucky blocks had to be really good since they cost over $20 a piece, but they're actually a fairly bad deal since you almost always just end up getting a Tortellini Dragon Fruitini. Of course, there were also these special individuals who were absolutely convinced that Taco lucky blocks were overpowered despite them being the worst by far. Now, the remaining players figured that either the admin or the Los lucky blocks were the best, since each of them can give you some incredibly stacked Brainrots. However, everybody forgot about the new spooky lucky blocks that Sammy just added into the game, because the base Brainrots you can pull are actually really good, and the top Brainrots are so incredibly overpowered that they instantly become the best in the entire game. Steal a Brainrot lucky blocks are now in— So I was playing Steal a Brainrot when one of my friends joined into my server with a super stacked base full of all sorts of lucky blocks, and he proposed a challenge for 10,000 Robux where each of us would open 10 lucky blocks and whoever got the rarest Brainrots would win. Now, when I heard this, I immediately agreed, since I had secretly been stockpiling lots of good lucky blocks on my alt accounts, and I thought I had a decent chance of winning. So I got my alt account on and started looking at all the lucky blocks, and to make absolutely sure I picked my 10 best ones, I started doing some calculations. And after a bit, I figured out to have the highest possible chance of getting good Brainrots, I needed to only take secret secret Lucky Blocks and spooky Lucky Blocks. So after picking out my 10 best ones and moving them all over to my base, it was now time for the competition to begin to see who would win the 10,000 Robux from the loser. Now my friend was already off to a really good start, managing to pull a 34 million Jobcitos from his first Lucky Block, whereas I only managed to get a Pumpkini Spidini. And when he next got a 280 million a second Los Spooky Combinaciones, I was starting to get extremely nervous. However, I knew that the winner would be decided by who had the single rarest brain rot and not the person with the most good ones, which meant that all I had to do to secure the dub was get lucky on one of my incredibly stacked Lucky Blocks with 7 traits that I was saving for the end. Of course, it wasn't really helping my confidence with my friend having not had a single bad pull yet, but after he got a second Burrito Bandito in a row, I was fortunate enough to pull a pot hotspot. Now, this was definitely not good enough to win me the challenge, but by getting it, I knew that my luck was warming up, which meant that it was only a matter of time now before I would pull something super good. Naturally, my friend immediately got another super good La Grande Combinacion. However, his insane lead over me was not about to last, because in an absolutely insane stroke of luck, I somehow managed to pull the best possible thing I could have gotten, a 3.1 billion per second La Casa Boo, which instantly won me the challenge. So I was playing Steal a Brain Rot when
you're broke with
Steal a Brain Rot's
you're broke with 0 Robux, then go download it.
Steal a Brain Rot's rarest Brain Rot was just spawned. You're probably already 646. Steal a Brain Rot scammers have just been destroyed, because as you guys probably have heard, there was a big problem with these rats who would just sit in empty bases and wait for somebody to load in. And once they had a victim with good brain rots, they would yoink them before they could back out, bringing them to their base, netting them crazy profits without doing any actual work. In fact, it got so bad that at one point there were legitimately thousands of scammers posting links to their private servers every single second in the hope.
With Walmart's
So I was playing Steal a Brain Rot and was admiring the new Halloween Graveyard event when one of my friends messaged me and told me that I should buy some more black market brain rots. Now, I figured it couldn't hurt to take a look and see what ultra rare brain rots there were, and after perusing the selection for a bit, I saw this Los Primos that looked like a really good deal. So I decided to purchase it right then and there, and then waited for the delivery guy to deliver it. And I didn't have to wait that long, because not more than 5 minutes later, he showed up in my server with the $837 million per second Los Primos, which I happily transferred over to my base. Now, I wasn't done buying brain rots yet, and while looking for the perfect Spooky and Pumpkin, I had the idea of seeing if there were any of the new OG Meows that I could buy. So, after successfully moving the $1.4 billion per second Spooky and Pumpkin over to my base, I decided to try to find out if there were any Meows for sale. Now, while I was looking, I stumbled across these Pumpkin Lucky Blocks that were actually an incredibly good deal, and so I bought 10 of them to open before going back to looking for a Meow. Of course, there were a lot of people that looked like they were scammers, and so when my Lucky Blocks got delivered, I decided to take a short break to open them before going back to trying to find a legit Meow for sale. Now, I wasn't really expecting to get anything too good from the Pumpkin Lucky Blocks, since I had purchased them for less than $1 a piece, but I was actually pleasantly surprised by how good the brain runs that I was pulling were. Of course, they weren't anything too insane, with most being under $10 million per second, but that's when I somehow managed to get a $2.3 billion per second La Casa Boo. So, with that insane pull, I figured that I was lucky enough right now that I probably wouldn't be scammed if I bought an OGBL, and so I started looking for a good deal. And after a bit, I saw this $3.3 billion per second one. Now, it was quite pricey, but with a brain rot this rare, I figured why not? So, I waited patiently, and I was honestly a little bit worried that I was about to be scammed, but fortunately the guy arrived, and I swiftly yoinked the Meow and brought it over to the safety of my base. So I was playing Steal a Brain Rot bases are broken, because you probably server now 99%. So I was playing Steal a Brain Rot when
today I'll be buying every new brain rot in the newest update, because let's be honest, who wants to spend their time trying to get these two brain rots just to get the newest brain rot? So let's go ahead and get our first brain rot. So according to Sammy, the first newest brain rot is the Puffa Ball brain rot, and apparently it's a legendary. So let's see how much this brain rot is gonna cost us. All right, so when I go to search it up, literally nothing is found. So we're actually gonna have to come to that one later, because no one has that yet apparently, or just because nobody wants it. Okay, so next up we have the Grancello Spiritel, and that is a brain rot god. Okay, so let's get rid of this and let's search it up. Okay, we have 5 items found. We have one right here that does 1 million a second for $1.50. Another one right here that's just $1 and it has the gold mutation. However, it only does 325,000 a second. Another one right here that's for $5 that does the same thing. Obviously, we don't want that one. Here's one for 2.6 million a second for 15. I don't think that is worth it at all. And then there's one more. Let's check this one out. Bro, this guy is selling this diamond one that does 390k a second for 20 bucks. That is terrible. We're just gonna get this one right here that does 1 million a second and has a candy mutation. This thing looks awesome and it's only $1.50. Let's go ahead and get that one right now. Okay, he's making me add him, and apparently this is the guy right here. All right, friend request sent. So now I just gotta wait for him to add me back. All right, he just told me to join us, so let me go ahead and click on his name and click join. All right, now we are joining for our very first brain rot. Wait, is this it right here? Here is this. Hello. All right, now we are joining for our very first brain rot. Wait, is this it right here? Here is this. A Los Taco Block blood rot right there. 300 million. Holy cow, things are freaking stacked, bro. Here we go, but we got our first brain rot. Oh my gosh. Boom, and just like that, we only have 6 more left to get. Okay, so next up is a secret brain rot, and it's called the Ficino Clownino. All right, so if I search up Ficino Clownino, they just don't pop up. So now we're gonna try to buy the Puffaball once again and see if it is finally in stock to buy. And it looks like 5 items are found this time. So there's one here for $1 that does 1.5k a second. Another Puffaball that does 1.8 thousand a second for $4. That is a terrible deal. Another one for $1, a one for $5, and one for $3.90. Clearly, I'm gonna go for the one that just $1. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It actually is a pretty cool looking brain rot. Only does 1.5k a second, and it's just $1. So let's go ahead and get this brain rot right now. This person said, hi, love the videos. Can I have your username? They must already know who I am, but I'm gonna give them my username anyway. All right, they sent me the link. Let's go ahead and join it right now. All right, guys, we just loaded into the server. Where are they at? Oh, here they are. All right, they have the aquatic base. They said hi. Don't say hi. Come here. Why can't I hit that? All right, really? Now I'm a freaking teddy bear? That's crazy. All right, here is our brain rot, the Puffaball, and this is our second brain rot of the newest update. Let's go ahead and steal it right now. All right, here we go for brain rot number 2. There it is. 1.5k a second. This one does 1 million a second. All right, but we still have 5 more brain rots to buy. So let's keep on buying these brain rots. All right, so we're gonna move on to the Quadramat and Pachromat. It looks like there is quite a bit of these actually. 151 items found. Holy cow. There's one here for $10, another one for $10. This one for $10 does 1.4 million a second, but then this one right here for $5 does 10.5 million a second. So I'm gonna save that one just in case. A $20 one that does 12 million a second. However, there is one that goes all the way down.
Get the right care right away. Because life. Highmark Blue Shield.
To just $1.99. Oh, look, there's a rainbow one. That looks pretty sick. This is what the rainbow one looks like, and it's only $9. But I think I'm gonna go with this 10.5 million a second candy mutation one because it is only $4.99. And honestly, I just love the candy mutation. It makes the brain rots look so cool. This guy said, I can't find you. And he sent me a picture of all the people who have my name, and I'm literally the first person on the list. My user is XO_LC. All right, let's see if we can find his name. Here he is right here. Bro, what is that? Is that a rat? Oh my gosh, bro. What in the world? All right, I'm gonna press join and let's see if it works. All right, looks like we are in his server and he has the Halloween base. Yo, this guy's loaded with the new brain rots. What the heck? Oh my gosh, he's loaded. But here is our new brain rot, the Quadramat Pachromat candy mutation, 10.5 million a second. Let's go. All right, we got it. And now we're taking it back to my base for our third newest brain rot in the update. There it goes. Bro, that thing is actually fire. We got 2 candy brain rots for the newest update. All right, now that we have 3, we only need 4 more. But now they should be getting harder and harder to find and probably more expensive too. All right, so up next, we have the Los Plantinos. And this is a secret as well. Let's go ahead and search it and let's see what we can find. And there is only 1 item found. These must be super rare. So it does 115.6 million a second for $29.99. It has a gold mutation on it with the fire trait. As you see, Los Plantinos, secret brain rot, 115.6 million a second. Average delivery time time, 4 minutes, and this guy has 99.2% good reviews. So let's go ahead and get this right now. If you guys want to get insane brain rots like the ones behind me, check out Buyblock. The prices on this website are the cheapest around, and there's no human interaction. It is fully automated with 24/7 delivery, and it's super easy to claim your orders. Go ahead and click buy now, and then on the top right, go ahead and click the cart icon, and then for your discount code, go ahead and put iLOD and make sure to press apply. Then just simply press checkout, and there you go. Now you can buy some of the most OP brain, and there you go. And then prices on this website are the cheapest around, and there's no human interaction. It is fully automated with 24/7 delivery, and it's super easy to claim your orders. Go ahead and click buy now, and then on the top right, go ahead and click the cart icon, and then for your discount code, go ahead and put iLOD and make sure to press apply. Then just simply press checkout, and there you go. Now you can buy some of the most OP brain rot. All right, guys, we're loading in for our next brain rot, and we just joined the server, and this brain rot was $30. So far, this is our most expensive brain rot, and here he is. This guy is absolutely loaded. Look at this guy's base, bro. He has some Legrande, some Chillin' Chilies. I see a Spooky and Pumpkin up there, 80 million a second. Yo, this guy is absolutely loaded, bro. All right, he's making me Adam. That's a bit suspicious, but all right. Probably should have locked my base. But here it is right here, Los Plantinos. Let's take this over to my base for brain rot number 4. And oh my gosh, now that's what I'm talking about. 115 million a second. Bro, that's literally a Lavaca and the Bison brain rot combined. That's what that is. All right, but now that we got number 4, we still have 3 more to get. So let's get number 5, and then we can fill up this entire section over here. And for the next brain rot, he actually didn't say the name of the brain rot, but this is the name right here, Lava Dorito Spinito. And the first one that I see is $199. And it does 191.2 million a second. That is literally insane. There's one here that does 500 milliseconds, 675 million a second for $170, 220. That is the most expensive one on here. But then there is a cheaper one. I mean, it's not really that cheap, but still $69. And this is what it looks like. It's literally a washing machine, I think. It must be super rare because it's super expensive. But I guess I have to get this one because this one is the cheapest one. Average delivery time 4 minutes. So let's see if we get it, and let's see if it's not a scam. All right, guys, he just sent me the link. All right, and we are now joining for our $70 brain rot. All right, guys, he just sent me the link. All right, and we are now average delivery time 4 minutes. So let's see if we get it, and let's see if it's not a scam. All right, guys, he just sent me the link. All right, and we are now joining for our $70 brain rot. We're in a game with Milo. I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy before, and this guy has the Yang Yang base. I definitely have seen this guy before. 2,000 steals. Holy cow! Here it is, right here. Oh my gosh, we just got a super rare brain rot. Let's go. What is this thing, bro? There we go. Number 5 completed, and up next is going to be the super rare W or L brain rot. So let's see if we can find it. Okay, so W or L, and there's only 300,000 of these that will ever exist. All right, searching it up right now. How is this less? Today I'll be buying every new brain rot in the Brain Rot Dealer update, starting with the new Cupcake Koala. Alright, so I just searched it up, and there's only 4 of these found so far, which is pretty surprising since these are just a rare brain rot. So there's one here for $2.50, one here for $1, one here for $1. Guess I'll pick this one right here. Okay, so here's the Cupcake Koala. As you see, it is a rare brain rot, and it literally only does $60 a second. But for the sake of the video, I'm buying every new brain rot, so let's go ahead and get this Cupcake Koala for just $1. Alright, guys, we are joining the private server for our first brain rot. Let's check it out. Doi Doi Do. Is that a new brain rot? I guess we're gonna find out. Here's our Cupcake Koala. Let's go. Our first brain rot that we got in the newest update. And this is just 1 of 10 of the newest brain rot. So let's move on to number 2. Alright, next up is Money Money Man. And there's only 1 on this entire thing. Wait, you can buy this with Robux? I didn't even know you could do that. Money Money Man, brain rot got 65,000 a second. Alright, and this ends up being $3.10. Alright, I just sent him the private link to join my server. Let's see if he joins. Oh, there he is right there. Senior Manage 40_48. What kind of name is that, bro? Alright, this guy is in the game, but I don't see the brain rot. Is this guy trying to scam me, bro? Luckily, I don't have anything in my base besides that 1 brain rot we got, but like, bro, what the heck? Bro, it's literally not even in here, bro. This guy has 2 floors, and it's not even in here. This guy was definitely trying to scam or something. Look at him. Oh, wait, I forgot. rot, he's gonna gift it to me. Forgot you could do that. Let's see if we get it. I've never been gifted a brain rot before, so I don't know how this is gonna work. Is it just gonna start walking to my base? Like, what's gonna happen? Come on, bro. Where's my brain rot? Oh, what? You received money, man. Okay, wait, where's it going? Look at it go. It's going to my base. Oh my gosh. There it is. A money, man. We just got it gifted by this guy. 65,000 a second. I actually like the way this brain rot looks. I wish it wasn't a brain rot god. I wish it was like a cooler, like, secret maybe or something like that. But there we go. We got 2 out of the 10 brain rots so far. Let's move on to our third new brain rot. All right, next up is No La Polizia. All right, let's search. 20 bucks for just 280k a second, bro. What in the world? Heck no, man. I'm not spending 20 bucks on that. Heck, we can get one for $2.69. There's one here for just $1. Let's go ahead and get this right now before it gets sold. No La Polizia. And this is what it looks like. It's literally like 3 policemen. Is that what it is? Just $1, 280k a second. Go ahead and get this. All right, we are joining the server. We're in a game with Myleo, and this is for another. We are joining the server. We're in a game with Is that what it is? Just $1, 280k a second. Go ahead and get this. All right, we are joining the server. We're in a game with Myleo, and this is for another brain rot god, I think. There it is. No La Polizia brain rot god, 280k a second. That's what I'm talking about. These are actually pretty cool. I kind of like the little siren thing on top of their head. It's pretty cool. But I feel like there's a lot of this type of brain rot. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping, but I feel like there's so many of those. But we got 3 out of 10. So let's move on to our 4th brain rot. I'm gonna try to find one of the newest secrets. So this brain rot right here is the newest Bicicleta brain rot. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Let's see what we can find. Already 52 items of these found. 1999, 590, 2.5 million a second, or 498. Yo, this thing looks actually insane. I'm not gonna lie, this thing looks pretty cool. It doesn't have any traits. It does 2.5 million a second, worth 600 million. This is one of 4 of the newest secrets. 498, average delivery time, 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and get this right now. Bro was inviting me to join, bro. I'm already in your server, bro. Yo, does everybody have the Halloween base, bro? He said, hello, you can take it. All right, here it is right here. One of the newest secrets in the game. Yeah, bro, I have no idea how to say that. But anyways, we got it. There is number 4, 2.5 million a second secret. Now let's move on to our 5th brain rot, and we're gonna try to find another secret. Okay, for the next secret that we're gonna get is the Los Puggies. A new Los Puggies no trait for 50 bucks? No way, bro. A Yin Yang one that does 585 million a second for 100. Another Yin Yang one that does 225 millisecond for 50. Bro, I do not want to spend that much on a Los Puggies, bro. Oh wait, here we go. 1145. This one should do 30 million plus. Okay, there's no in-game screenshot of the actual brain rot, but they do have good reviews, so we should be all right. Average delivery time 9 minutes. 1145. Let's go ahead and get this right now. All right, we are joining the game for the Los Puggies, and we're in a game with 2 people. Guessing these are both his. We have a Halloween base here. He said, yo, what's good? Bro is literally Bugs Bunny, bro. What the heck? Here we go. Our Los Puggies, 30 million a second. Bro, this guy is loaded with stuff, bro. All right, we're taking our Los Puggies back to our base, and there we go. We just got our 2nd secret and our 5th brain rot. We still have 5 more to go, which will fill up the rest of these spaces over here. So let's move on to number 6. If you guys want to get insane brain rots like the ones behind me, check out Buyblock. The prices on this website are the cheapest around, and there's no human interaction. It is fully automated with 24/7 delivery, and it's super easy to claim your orders. Go ahead and click buy now, and then on the top right, go ahead and click the cart icon, and then for your discount code, go ahead and put iLOD and make sure to press apply. Then just simply press checkout, and there you go. Now you can buy some of the most OP brain rot. All right, so next up we have Stapo Luminino. I think that's how you say it. And there's only 2 of these found, but they are very cheap though. Just literally only $1. So this brain rot actually looks pretty cool. I kind of like it. So it's only a mythic. It only does 8,000 a second. Average delivery time 3 minutes. I guess let's go ahead and get this mythic brain rot. All right, we are joining his game. We're gonna game with Carlitos. He almost has 5,000 steals, bro. And he has the Galaxy base, bro. This guy's insane. Stapo Luminino. This brain rot is actually so cool. I'm not gonna lie. It sucks. It's only a mythic. It only does 8k a second. Maybe one day I can get this with every single trait in the game. But yeah, that is number 6. Let's move on to number 7. All right, now we have Doi Doi Do. What kind of brain rot is this, bro? Like, what the heck is this? Literally only $1. Like, these brain rots are like low-key kind of trash. Like, really, bro? 260 a second? But I guess we have to get it. Let's get it right now. All right. I'm game with Lord YT. And this guy also has the Galaxy base. And it's just full of the Doi Doi Doos, bro. Look at this guy. Look how many he has. And then he has a Trippy Troppy in here. Like, bro, get that thing out of here, bro. All right, let's go ahead and take our trash brain rot. Doi Doi Doi. Doi Doi Doi. Like, bro, look at this thing, bro. It's literally a frog with an umbrella. Like, get that guy out of here. Oh, I just realized it's the baby version of Duel Duel Duel. I just realized that. I'm not gonna lie. Then we have Clickerino Crabbo. Once again, another trash brain rot. $2.50. Legendary only does 1K a second. I mean, it kind of looks okay, but bro, this brain rot is trash. Nobody's gonna want to ever keep these in their base. All right, here it is. This guy has some of these new brain rots. That Yin Yang one looks pretty cool, but here is our Clickerino Crabbo. Clickerino Crabbo. Clickerino Crabbo. This thing looks cool, but why is it just so garbage? But anyways, we have saved the last 2 spots for the last 2 newest secrets. So let's go ahead and get those right now. Okay, so for the next secret, we're gonna buy the Fragama and Chakarama. Bro, and the first one is $100, $199, and $249. That is literally insane. Bro, like, look how expensive these are. Dude, $700? Yo, what in the world? $500? Okay, so what is the cheapest one I can get? Probably this one right here for $65. It does 150 million a second. It is diamond. It doesn't have any traits, but this is what it looks like. Average delivery time. We should get this in about 3 minutes. We should be getting it. He does have 100% reviews. So let's hope we get this. I'm going to go ahead and get it right now. This guy said, hey, YouTube video time. All right, guys, we are loading into his server. We're in a game with Tommy12345. All right, another Halloween base. Bro, look how many lucky blocks he has up there. This is him right here, bro. Get away from me, bro. The egg jumping in my face like that. All right, here it is. The Fragarma and Chakarama. I don't even know how to say that, bro. Just give me this brain rot. Fragrama and Chakra. Let's go. 150 mil a second. And we only have 1 more left to do. But he said come. He told me to come. All right, we're coming over, bro. Wait, what does he have for me? It's a Meow lucky block? Wait, is he giving me? No way. Let's go. It's a Meow lucky block. No way. Los lucky blocks. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in game before. Look at the trade on it. I don't even want to open this, not gonna lie. Yo, subscribe right now if you want me to open this, and I'll open it in the next video. I just opened it on accident. Bruh. All right, well, I just opened it on accident, but we got Los Orcalitos with the Meow trait. If you want this brain rot, subscribed and I'll gift you it. But on to the last secret brain rot. All right, for the last one is the Los Spaghettis. Let's see how much this is gonna cost me. $40, $50. There is one right here for $17.90. Not gonna lie, we're just gonna get this one before it sells out. The 70 millisecond. We're buying it right now. Here we go. We're in a game with Raccoon Lover 123. He said he's gonna give me a gift, bro. Bro, is it this trash secret brain rot, bro? If it's that, bro, I literally don't want that. That's the gift you got me? Bro, I don't want that, bro. Why would I want that? Anyways, we got our Los Spaghettis. It does 70 mil a second. But we have just achieved every single brain rot in the newest update, ranging all the way from $60 to 150 million as our highest. And we got ourselves a Meow trait Los Orcalitos. But I will be giving all these away.
Hey, bedtime soon.
Today, guys, I will be spending $1 all the way up to $3,000 for the OG brain rot. Now, for the price, let's start from $0 to $1. Okay, let's see if we can get a secret $1 brain rot. I see a Los Lucky Block, a Ballerino, Pakramamamita. Yo, there's a Job Zohor for just $1. There's actually no way this is legit. You can't see how much it does per second, but it says we should get this in about just 1 minute for $1. And this guy has really good reviews, so this might be legit. All right, let's go ahead and buy this brain rot for just $1 and let's see if this is legit. All right, the seller sent me the link to the private server. Let's go ahead and join for the Job Zohor. All right, we're in a game with Nick Loud 13. Here he is. He's just a regular old bacon. All right, here is our Job Zohor. 700k a second for just $1. Oh, heck yeah, this is low-key a steal, not gonna lie. For just $1 we get a Job Zohor, and it does 700k a second. That is our first brain rot. rot, and eventually this entire base will be filled with the best brain rots in the game. Let's move on to the $5 brain rot. All right, now we changed the price to $5 to $6. Now let's see what we can find. There should be some good stuff on here, like a Job Drops a Horror Rainbow. Okay, we don't want the same brain rot twice, so we must be getting a new brain rot every single time. A La Carte Combinaison, 4.2 million a second. Yo, look how sick this looks, and it's Galaxy. We can mark this off on our Galaxy Index. This is a $6 brain rot. It does 4.2 million a second. We should get this in about 8 minutes. All right, we have to buy this. This guy didn't even ask me for my username or nothing, just straight up said join and sent me the link. All right, we're in a game with Beast. This is what he looks like right here, bro. Oh, heck no, this guy is actually scary looking. He's got a 91 million brain rot right there. A Quesadilla Crocodilia, 15 mil brain rot right there. He's lucky I don't steal that. I'm just kidding, I would never do that. I guess I'll take the brain rot that I paid for, and we're taking it back to my base. Here we go. Boom, there we go. We have secured 2 brain rots, and we're taking 15. He's got a 91 million brain rot right there. A Quesadilla Crocodilia, 15 mil brain rot right there. He's lucky I don't steal that. I'm just kidding, I would never do that. I guess I'll take the brain rot that I paid for, and we're taking it back to my base. Here we go. Boom, there we go. We have secured 2 brain rots so far. Now it is time to buy our 3rd brain rot for $10. Now we're changing the price to $10 to $11. Okay, so for about $10, we can get a Chicletera Bicicletera, 5.2 million a second. Not terrible, but we might be able to find better. Okay, so right here, there is a Evil Dawn, 31.5 million a second. And yes, I could get an Iso Secula for 90 million a second, but those aren't as rare as an Evil Dawn. So I think we are going to go with this brain rot right here. This guy has 100% good reviews, and in the image, it does show it does 31.5 million a second, and it's worth 3.8 billion. And it should get us in about 5 minutes. $10 for this brain rot. Let's go ahead and buy it for $10. And we're in a game with a guy whose name is literally just a bunch of random letters. Is this guy a freaking penguin from Madagascar, bro? Oh, heck, I'm hitting him. No, bro, get that penguin out of here, bro. We out. Evil Dawn. Oh, heck, no, he's chasing after me. Go, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. And here are all 3 brain rots I got so far, ranging from $1 to $10. Just wait until I get to this side, and the most expensive brain rot will be $3,000. But anyways, let's move on to our 4th brain rot, which will be $20. All right, so let's buy the $20 brain rot. We're gonna change this from $20 to $21. And now we need to find a really good secret brain rot that is past 30 million a second. So let's see what we can find for just $20. I kind of want to find a rare brain rot, a Diamond Chicletera. That's only 28 million a second though. But over to the right here, there is a Rainbow Chicletera, 91 million a second. Gotta check this out. Yo, look at this thing. This thing actually looks insane. It has 4 traits on it, 91 million a second, and it's a rainbow. I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty rare brain rot with some rare traits on it. We should be good. Average delivery time here, bro. That is actually insane. All right, so we're gonna change the price from $500 to $501. Someone's selling a Job Drops a Horror for $500? No wonder they have 0% reviews. Nobody's buying that. Dragon Cannelloni Galaxy. This is all you can buy for $500. That's actually insane. I think we're gonna go with this Galaxy Dragon Cannelloni. Look how cool this thing looks. It has 1 trait. It's a secret 2.1 billion a second. Holy cow. Instant delivery. This guy has 1 review, so hopefully we don't get scammed. Let's go ahead and buy this for $500. All right, guys, now it is time to go ahead and get our 2.1 billion a second Galaxy Dragon Cannelloni. And as you see, he has the Yang Yang base, bro. This guy's whole account is dedicated just to this 1 brain rot. This is $500, bro. It's worth 200 billion. That is actually nuts. That's the highest I've ever seen. I can't believe I just spent $500. But here we go. Let's go ahead and steal this Dragon Cannelloni. And now we're taking it back to my base. Let's go. I honestly think I might have the most legit stacked account in this game after I buy these last 2 brain rots, because now we're gonna buy the OG Strawberry Elephant. So I'm not even gonna put a price anymore. There's no point. We're just gonna clear the filters, and now we're gonna search Strawberry Elephant and look at these prices. The cheapest one on here actually might be this one right here, but it doesn't even look legit because there's no in-game picture. Here's one for $4,500. This one's $8,000. There's no way somebody's paying that. $2,000, almost $3,000. I'm gonna try to buy this one right here. This one actually might be the cheapest, only $1,111. Never mind. I went to his reviews. This guy said, oof, it took years to deliver, and the seller was very careless. Yeah, definitely not buying from this guy. Okay, this one is a Diamond Strawberry.
When you shop in the Acme app, you can count on us to be ready for pickup on time.
Elephant, 1.4 billion a second. All right, there is no in-game picture of it, but we're gonna go ahead and buy it. It's almost it is $2,000. All right, guys, here we go. This is for the strawberry elephant. I just paid $2,000 to get in this lobby. I don't think anybody has ever done that before. I think we're the first. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Look at this guy's base, bro. I think that's the lava base. I didn't even know you could get that still. But anyways, this guy has 2, not 1, but 2 of these brain rot. And I think he's telling me to take this one right here, the 2.2 billion a second one. How do you have 2 of these? This is like $5,000 combined right here almost. I can't believe I just bought a $2,000 brain rot, to be honest. 2.2 billion a second has the fire trait. Wait, I thought I said 1 point something billion a second. I got one that's 2.2 billion a second. Heck yeah, I'll take this any day. I'm going to go ahead and just take this though before he leaves. And here we go. We are taking the brain rot to my base. And as you see, there it is right there. My first ever OG strawberry elephant. Honestly, this might be the most expensive base of all time, especially after I buy the Meow one. All right, guys, today we're going to brain rot after this video. You can't even see where I'm at. My head is in the brain rot. What should make us? Look how big this thing is. You can't even see where I'm at. My head. But anyways, let's move on to buying that next brain rot. All right, guys, we're gonna get the. Okay, this one. Instead, I got a gold one that does 1.7 million a second. I think somebody screwed up. I'm not gonna lie. That is actually insane. I did not expect that to happen, but I guess it did. Let's go ahead and buy. 013. Here it is, Rang Ring Bus. This thing looks kind of scary, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but let's go ahead and take it.
Rang Ring Bus.
Oh wait, the headlights on this thing are absolutely so cool. All right, this thing is kind of sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. It says steel on it. That's pretty cool. It's got headlights. I do like that. And now there is one more OG rarity brain rot, and I'm pretty sure it's spelled meow like that. $3,500. There is no way someone's paying $3,000 for a brain rot. 1.9 billion a second though. Are these people out of their mind? If you guys want me to buy this brain rot, get this video to 3,000 likes, and I will buy all of the OG brain rot. I know there's only 2, but that's like $5,000. Now I will be giving this away in my server, so make sure to join it. Link in the description, and you must be a subscriber of this channel. This is my the Gorillo, 48k a second. Of course, we gotta buy that. All right, guys, so we are on rebirth number 9. I only somebody stole it. All right, fine, bro. I'll help you. You know what? Fine. I feel bad for you. Like, what are you? My
Stuff.
Hey besties! As you've probably heard, support for Windows 10 has ended. It made me realize my old laptop just isn't cutting.
Okay guys, I currently want to craft the Trollodon, but I need 3 Trollaleros and 1 Nuclearo Dinosauro. But of course, I don't have all those brain rots. So today, we're going to be buying brain rots off of websites to make the best base of all time. Okay, so right here we have the brain rot, 27.5 million a second, cheap and instant delivery. And it says down here that we will be receiving one from 27.5 million a second to 3 billion a second. So you don't actually know which one you're gonna get. All right, guys, he just sent me a friend request and his name is 37 Private. I'm gonna add him right now. All right, guys, I'm in a server. I think here it is right here. Here it is, the Trollodon. Look at it. It is, dude, this looks so cool. I guess I can just take it now.
Trollodon.
Let's go. Yo, look at it. It is 27.5 million a second. But do not try this at home because you might get scammed. All right, guys, we are now on the infamous eBay website. Now, who knows that they actually sold brain rots? Black hole goat? Is that a secret? It can only be achieved through the admin lucky block. We're getting him. He looks super cool. Okay, here he is right here. I'm gonna go ahead and join. Let's see if we're about to get scammed. All right, here he is. Another guy with this weird... Dude, look how many things he has, bro. Oh my gosh. What is he doing? What is he doing by my base, bro? Why is he in my base? Like, get out of my base, bro. Yo, this guy's doing something sketchy, bro. Wait, I don't even see the thing that I ordered in here. Is this guy trying to scam, bro? Where is the brain rot at? Yo, what in the world? Yo, which one do I take, bro? There's 4 of them. I'm about to take this candy one. All right, I'm taking this one then. Yo, this thing looks sick. Black hole goat. 4 million a second. All right, we're gonna up the stakes a little bit for something better. There's a gold galaxy chicletita, bicicletita, 25 million a second. Today, whatever the wheel lands on, I must buy from eBay. Alright guys, we are on a completely brand new account. As you see, this cactus can barely do any damage to this rare brain rot. So that's why we're going to be trying to buy the best new plant and brain rot. Okay, first let's start off with buying some new plants because this plant is actually garbage. Literally only 10 damage. Alright, so we're going to go to items, plants versus brain rot. Alright, let's see what we can get. So we can actually just buy a whole rebirth level 1, a carnivorous plant. I wonder what that is. Let's see. Yo, that looks pretty cool. Only 2.7 thousand damage though. Okay, this one says huge / Titan Tomat Rio Neon. Yo, look how massive this thing is. What the heck? And it's secret 800,000 damage. Is that the best in the game? It's gotta be. Let's go over here to the seed shop. Okay, the best seed in the game would be, okay, there's a few secrets. So there's Tomat Rio, Mr. Carrot, and the Shroom Beano. Okay, so that is one of the top 3 best seeds in the game. Let's go ahead and buy this. So it is only about $3. In the description, it says highest damage plant in game. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and buy this right now. All right, he said, here's a link. Join, he said. All right, let's go ahead and join. Okay, we're loading in.
AT&T's been carrying America's calls since 1876. When you've been around that long, you can spot a hustle coming from a mile away. T-Mobile is the...
And what in the world? Look at this guy's account. Oh my gosh, he has like so many of those. Look at his brain rot. 114,000 a second. This guy is literally rich. What the heck? That's insane. He's about to gift me this plant, I think. Or what? Oh, there we go. Wants to gift you. Accept. Oh my gosh, here it is. Let's go. All right, let's go back to our own private server and put this plant down. All right, we're back in our server. First things first, let's get this garbage out of here. Yes, pick up this plant. Get that thing out of here. And now we can place our new OP plant down. Let's go ahead and place it right here. Okay, let's watch it destroy things. Yeah, this thing's just gonna one-shot literally everything in the game, I think. Okay, yeah, that is literally broken. What the heck? All right, what's the next OP plant that we can get? So we can either go for the Shroom Beano next or Mr. Carrot. I think let's go for Mr. Carrot next. All right, search items. Let's search up Mr. Carrot. Okay, there's a lot of Mr. Carrots, but I want a good Mr. Carrot. Okay, this one down here says frozen Mr. Carrot, 161,000 damage for only $3. All right, so we're gonna buy this. All right, guys, so this is a new secret, and as you see, it looks so much colder in the game. $8, 820 mil a second. Alright guys, so the new Witch Fuse update just dropped, and this is the only stuff that I got during the event. As you see, it's not very good. So we're gonna buy the rest of the brain rots off of eBay. Okay, so we're gonna try La Spooky Grande. $100 for 110 million a second plus 2 trade. Yeah, okay, that is way too much money. We're gonna try to find the cheapest one we can find. Well, this one is $190, 820 mil a second. That is insane. I see $24. That is the cheapest one so far. Alright guys, I think we're gonna go with this one for $24 because this is the cheapest one that I can find. It's a gold La Spooky Grande, 30.6 million a second, and it is worth 2.9. Today, I will be buying 1 billion a second brain rots from sketchy sellers. I will be starting with $1, and every time I successfully get a brain rot, my budget will increase. And if we find a sketchy seller trying to scam, we will steal their best brain rot. All right, let's go ahead and start with $1 to $2 brain rot, and we have to buy from a sketchy seller only because that is the challenge. But we're also going to try to find the best brain rot for the budget that we have. Here's a Dole for 1.3 million a second. All right, so I clicked on the image. Here is the Dole 1.3 million a second. This guy has a 42% thumbs down rating. That is absolutely trash. This guy said very quick. Wait a second. We got a red thumbs down here. This guy's service was really bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's not good. Oh, there's another one. Trash seller. Do not buy. There's no way I'm about to get scammed on my first $1 brain rot, right? All right, let's go ahead and buy it for $1.20. Let's see if we get scammed. This guy already made the order deliver. I haven't even said a word yet. Okay, that's already a bit sketchy. I'm not gonna lie, but he asked me for my username. username. All right, he sent me the private server. He said, join, sir. All right, let's see if we're about to get scammed. We're loading in a game. All right, we're in a game with MedStore 121. Here he is right here. He's a bacon. Is my do here? Oh, snap. Here it is right here. 1.3 million a second. Taking it over back to my base. Let's lock our base. All right. And it looks like we didn't get scammed. We actually might have got lucky. Look at him over there peeking through the wall. Maybe he's mad that I took it and he couldn't scam me. All right. Now let's move on to the next budget increase, which is 5. Maybe he's mad that I took it and let's lock our base. All right. And it looks like we didn't get scammed. We actually might have got lucky. Look at him over there peeking through the wall. Maybe he's mad that I took it and he couldn't scam me. All right. Now let's move on to the next budget increase, which is $5. All right, we're gonna change the price from $5 to $6, and let's see if we can find something good. The brain rot we just got was 1.3 million a second. We're gonna try to find something more than that, and we gotta find a bad seller. All right, here's a pot hotspot, 7.5 million a second for just $6. Oh wait, here's one for 13.7 million a second, but they got to be a bad seller. Go ahead and click on him. All right, pot hotspot, and there's no picture of the brain rot in a base whatsoever. It's literally just a Google image. That's already throwing me a red flag. 67%, 67. This guy took forever. Then we got another one that says scam, took a while for a response. So apparently this guy takes forever to respond, but it says we should get it in 7 minutes. So let's go ahead and buy it now. All right, he did respond after 2 minutes. He said, please send me your Roosevelt username to let you know I'm currently, bro, stop typing, bro. To let you know I'm currently transferring your order onto an empty account for safety reasons. All right, I've never seen a seller type so much before. I'm not gonna lie, but we're gonna send him our username. All right, he said, I will prepare your order right now. Please wait and stay in this chat. All right, well, this guy doesn't. He said, don't go anywhere, okay? All right, now this guy is like kind of being weird. I'm not gonna lie, but let's just see if we get our brain rot. All right, and after 13 minutes, we finally got the private server link. Let's go ahead and join it. All right, we are loading in, and there's no, oh wait, he just spawned in BRWA. All right, are we about to get scammed? Apparently this guy has some bad reviews, but I think I do see the brain rot right there. Pot hotspot. Oh wait, is that a diamond one too? Why is he trying to lock his base again? Now he's trying to send me a friend request, bro. No, bro, just give me the brain rot. Come on, man, let me in your base. All right, here it is. Let's go ahead and take our brain rot before he tries to scam. Why can't I grab it? Okay, there we go. We're taking it. What is he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing, bro? Go away, go away, go away. Don't go away from my base, bro. All right, well, we didn't get scammed by the sketchy sellers yet, but I know eventually panel. I'm about to just put this guy in jail and take the brain rot. Actually, I might take this one too. He put all caps, bro, don't take and take the brain. All right, that is said someone, bro, what do you, he said, yo, sorry, bro, but you can't take it. Bro, what do you mean I can't take it? It's right there. Bro, I can literally take it right now. What are you talking about? He said someone else bought it for more money. All right, that is literally not fair whatsoever. All right, you know what to do? I do have the admin panel. I'm about to just put this guy in jail and take the brain rot. Actually, I might take this one too. He put all caps, bro, don't take it. You know what? Watch me. All right, I'm gonna get ready to steal. Open up the admin panel. All right, here we go. I'm about to put him in jail and then steal the brain rot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. He's in jail. He might be AFK. He's in jail. He's in jail. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm taking it over. Oh, yeah. Easy, bro. You know what? I'm locking my base. I got my base. Look at him. He said, dude, give it back. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm about to go over here and take this other brain rot. Okay, guys. You see, he's still in here. He's jumping around. He's mad. All right, I'm about to do it again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm putting him back in jail. I'm taking this brain rot. Oh, look at him jumping back there. He's stuck. He can't get out. Let's go. I'm about to get it. Oh, yeah. We got both brain rots. We just successfully scammed the scammer for 2 brain rots. Look at him. I swear I'm not a scammer. This guy is literally the biggest capper of all time. I'm leaving this server. All right, now that we're back in my private server and we're safe from the scammer, I gotta let. All right, let's see if we earn a deal, because this is a limited time brain rot with only 700,000 actually responded. Give him my username and listen before. What the heck? Yo, this is actually insane. All he has is this brain rot and an Odin Din Dune.
Hey, bedtime soon.
All All right, as you guys can see, I'm completely on a brand new account. So today I will be starting over, but I can buy brain rot from website. First things first, let's get rid of this trash Rebirth Zero base. So instead of regularly buying brain rots first, we're actually going to switch over to account and we're going to look for a rainbow base. And as you can see, we can buy a Rebirth 12 rainbow base. We can literally just buy a base. We don't need to grind for the Rebirth. Let's go ahead and just buy it. And our delivery time says we should get it instantly. So let's go ahead and buy it for $30. Okay, guys, so this is the account. Let's go ahead and press login and see if it actually worked. Okay, so this is our account right here. It has 0 friends. There's nothing on it. Literally just a default account. Okay, let's go ahead to steal a brain rot and see if we actually got our rainbow base or not. Okay, we're loading into steal a brain rot and oh my gosh, we have a rainbow base. This is actually insane. Look at this. I'm the only person in this server that has a rainbow base. I'm not gonna lie, this is low-key a flex. But now it is time to fill the base with secret brain rots only. Okay, now it is time to buy our first brain rot, and I think starting out, let's go ahead and buy a dragon. But we do need to save some money, so we're not gonna spend anything buy a dragon. But we do need to save some money, so we're not gonna spend anything over like $400 quite yet. $159, that seems to be the cheapest one. Okay, so as I clicked on it, there's actually one down here that says $140. We gotta be careful though. We don't want to go too cheap and get scammed. All right, $140. This is definitely the cheapest one out there. There's nothing less than this. It doesn't have any traits or anything. It's just a regular dragon cannelloni, secret brain rot, 200 millisecond, average delivery time. We should get this within about 4 minutes, and the seller does have some good reviews. So let's go ahead and spend $140. All right, we got the link. Let's go ahead and get this dragon. All right, so we're in a game with zombies with a bunch of numbers. Oh my god, I think the dragon is right here. Let's go. 200 mil in a second, $140 brain rot right here. And just like that, we are gonna steal it and take it over to my new rainbow base. This is my first brain rot in the rainbow base. This is actually insane. And now it is time to buy the second brain rot. And I forgot to mention, the challenge is I only have a budget of $1,000. And so far, we already spent almost $200. All right, let's go ahead and find some more secret brain rots to fill up our base. So I look, this guy does have good ratings though. And we should get... Let's get rid of this trash Rebirth Zero base. So instead of... Today I'll be buying every new brain rot in the new... Today I'll be buying brain rots from some of the top earners in the entire game. I will be starting from 100 and trying to add some of the top earners all the way up to the #1 spot and attempting to try their brain rot. Now this is probably going to be very difficult because I'm sure they get a lot of friend requests, but I'm going to do whatever I can to make this happen. A low...
When you shop in the Acme app,
It is never too early to make chocolate chip pumpkin bread. I love this pumpkin bread because it's made with real whole ingredients and it's still fluffy, cakey, and delicious. So we first start on the wet.
Today I'll be buying every banned and limited brain rot, starting all the way from the Tucano Banano to getting the Tung 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 So Hor. Let's go ahead and buy the first one. Okay, so first up is the Tucano Banano. Let's put this in the search bar and search and see if we can find anything. And there's literally only 3 of the Tucanos that exist. One that does 500k a second. This one is diamond, and this one looks like a gold one just for $1. We don't want to spend too much money yet, so let's go ahead and buy the $1 one. This one also does 500k a second, and it only has 1 trait. All right, guys, we have just joined the server for the first banned brain rot. We are in a game with RFM1210. All right, does he have it? There's no human interaction. It is fully this thing look, and it's a rainbow too, and it has like 5 traits that you can no longer get. But I did find one for just 12. First thing that pops up is a Nubini Pizzini with every... Okay, so if we search up Tung 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 Sohor, first thing that pops up is a Nubini Pizzini with every single mutation, and then right next to it, there is something that looks pretty weird. Brain Rot Secret, Tung 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 Sohor, and it is $100. So I guess we're gonna try to buy this, and we're gonna see if we actually get this brain rot. All right, guys, we just loaded into his private server, and here's his base right here, and as you see, he has the Tung 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 Sohor. I don't even know how he has this. This brain rot is supposedly removed from the game, so I don't know if this is like a modded like brain rot somehow that's in the real game, because I'm not in a modded version. This is actual steal a brain rot. It could just be a visual glitch, so let me go ahead and actually try to steal it. Yo, it actually works. Like, look at this. We could actually steal it. All right, let me go ahead and take this over to my base. All right, guys, I literally just stole it, and here it is inside of my base. All right, guys, I literally just stole it, and here it is inside of my base, along with all of my other brain rots. I have the Tung 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 Sahur. It only does $238 a second, but that's okay because it's literally one of the rarest brain rots in the game because it got removed. But I have it, and that's all that matters. Anyways, if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and click on this video on the screen. Today, I will be selling my brain rot to become rich in real life. And every time I get a sale, I must complete a challenge to keep the money I earn. Let's go ahead and put up our first brain rot for sale. And the first brain rot that we're going to put up for sale is this burger and fry brain rot right here. And as you see, it has two traits, the Indonesia trait and the UFO trait, making it do 1 billion a second. Now, if you search up the brain rot, you will see a bunch of them listed here, some for $67, some for $79. And if you see this one right here, this one does 825 million a second, and it's listed for $85. But then there's also one right here, 1.1 billion a second, which is close to ours right here that does 1 billion a second. Now that means we should put this up for about $200. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, and here is ours listed right here, 1 billion a second, $299. And now we will wait for somebody to get it. All right, guys, we finally got an order. He said, hello, my name is Destroyer Gato. Add me. All right, I said, okay, I will right now. But I'm pretty sure that username seems pretty familiar. I'm pretty sure this guy's on the leaderboard. So we have Jay, Ricky, Mimi, Destroyer Gato. There's no way that some guy on the leaderboard is actually buying a brain rot from me. But let me go ahead and send him the private server link and get him in the server. And oh my gosh, he just spawned in. Wait, this might actually be him. Okay, this is his avatar. Wait, I need to go back and see over here if this is actually him or not. His avatar should match up with his icon up here. And does it? He has a white hat, white face, and a beard. Wait, I think he actually might have had those. Let me see. Bro, he actually does. The white hat, the white beard, the white face. Bro, no way. Oh my gosh. He said, can I grab it? All right, I said, yes, sir. Here you go. All right, he's coming over. He's coming over. He's about to take it right now. And there he goes. He just took the brain rot that he paid for, and I just gained $200. But now I must do a challenge to keep the $200 that I just earned. All right, and as you guys see, I'm on my alt account, and I have a 510 million a second radioactive spaghetti Toletti. And this brain rot is probably worth around $40 to $50 of real money. And we're going to be going into a public server, and if we can survive at least 3 minutes without it getting stolen,
Tostitos makes masa the traditional way, crafting the perfect crunch. Tradition matters.
Craft, experiment, do it your way. Welcome to Affinity.
Can keep our $200 that we just earned. And the challenge starts now. Okay, so timer has just started. Let's see how long the spaghetti Toletti actually lasts in a public server. These guys are just fighting each other at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna put this upstairs. I don't even know why I have it down here. Yeah, we need to put this upstairs. Let's go ahead and put it like right here. Oh, he spotted it. He spotted it. Oh no, no, no. No, get out, bro. Get out, bro. Wait, he already took it, bro. Wait, my sound effects are off. I can't hear him steal it. Oh, stop, bro. You're not getting it. All right, it's already been a minute. We have 2 minutes left. Bro, you're not getting it, bro. Just put it down. Yep, now try. Bro, he sent me a friend request. Why is this guy sending me a friend request, bro? I don't want to be your friend. You're literally trying to steal my brain rot right now. Okay, there's like 4 people in my base at the moment. Oh my gosh, what just happened? Yo, what the? Is this guy cheating, bro? I can't hit him. Yo, why can't I hit that guy? Bro, this guy's... Bro, chill. This guy's literally cheating, bro. Stop, stop, stop. Oh my gosh. All right, honestly, it might be better if we actually don't stay in our base because we're just going to get Medusa'd and keep getting hit. So if we stay out here, we should be able to try to stop him. My base is about to unlock. I have about a minute left on the timer. So this is all or nothing. Let's see what happens. My base is unlocked and they're fighting up there for it. Oh my gosh, what is happening up there? Hey, yo, stop this guy. Stop him, stop him, stop him. What the? Wait. Oh my gosh, I just sold the bag. Where did he go? No, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. What is he doing? I can't hit him. Oh my gosh, I almost just got it stolen. I gotta lock my base. I gotta lock my base. Oh my gosh, guys, that was super close. The timer is up, so I do get to keep my $200. But I have to figure out a way to stop these guys so I can leave the game. Wait, what is going on? Cheats. Are we getting hacked right now? Wait, somebody stole it. Wait, I think there's a cheater in the game. What just happened, bro? Somebody just hacked my entire base and took my brain rot. I still completed the challenge, so I get to keep my $200, but what was that, bro? All right, guys, and now we're on to selling our second brain rot, which is gonna be this swag soda, and it literally has almost every single trait in the game. Now, if you look up a regular swag soda, this one does 312 million a second, and you can get it for about $26. But as you see, mine does a lot more than that and has almost every single trait. So we're gonna try to sell this for maybe around $100, and let's wait until somebody can buy it. If you guys want to get insane brain rots like the ones behind me, check out BuyBlock. The prices on this website are the cheapest around, and there's no human interaction. It is fully automated with 24/7 delivery, and it's super easy to claim your orders. Go ahead and click buy now, and then on the top right, go ahead and click the cart icon, and then for ahead and click buy now, and then on the top right, go ahead and click the cart icon, and then for your discount code, go ahead and put ILOD and make sure to press apply. Then just simply press checkout, and there you go. Now you can buy some of the most OP brain rot. All right, guys, he just texted me and he said, add my Roblox account, real Kodas, and I said, okay, bet I will right now. So let me go and copy this. I'm gonna press add connection, and friend request has been sent. All right, and now we will wait. All right, guys, so I just loaded into the private server and I invited him, so he should be in here. Oh, he's right there. Yo, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's up, bro? Give me my brain rot.
All right, follow me. All right, here it is right here. You paid $100 for this, I'm pretty sure, but go ahead and take it.
Ooh, dude, this thing's insane, bro. I'm about to get rich.
Wait, bro, is this your first ever brain rot?
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Hey, this is a new account, bro. This is a new account. That's why I'm buying brain rots. So that way I can get this account.
The money that I just earned, so go ahead and give me.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Hey, this is a new account, bro. This is a new account. That's why I'm buying brain rots. So that way I can get this account.
The money that I just earned, so go ahead and give me a challenge.
For our challenge, you got the Lucky Block race me, and whoever gets the best brain rots wins.
All right, bro, you go first. Get your first brain rot. Open it up.
All right, let's see what I get, bro. I better get something really good. Come on, give me a Dragon Cannellonian, please, bro.
Wait, you can't even get a Dragon Cannelloni from this, bro. Bro, you literally got the worst brain rot possible. I'm not gonna lie. All right, my turn. Here we go. Will I get something better? This should be pretty easy. Come on. Give me a tongue Sahora. Yo, I got a 6-7, bro. Let's go.
Bro, why are you getting so lucky?
Bro, you're just trash, bro. All right, get your next one.
No. Watch this, bro. I'm actually gonna get a Dragon Cannellonian. Watch this. Ready?
Bro, you can't even get that, bro.
What are you on about? Yes, I can. Look,
watch. All right, let's see.
Oh, yo, that's actually pretty good.
All right, that's not bad. But watch this, though. You ready?
We're gonna get another 6-7.
6-7. Watch. Okay, that's not the best. But I'm still in the lead.
Give me something good. I'll give you a kiss. Ugh.
Bro, what the heck?
Watch, it's gonna be good now. I'm telling you, bro. What? Bro!
Nah, you're actually gonna lose.
Bro, there's no way I lose this challenge, bro.
Bro, I'm up like 7 million. Look, I got the 6-7, bro. 7.5 million a second, bro. You don't have that, bro.
Yeah,
all right, watch. I'm gonna get another one. Here we go.
Smack me, bro.
Hey, chill, bro. Bro, why'd you lock me out, bro?
Bro, you're the bad luck. Watch
all right, we'll see.
Come on. Give me something good. The bad luck is out of my base, bro.
No.
I died!
I definitely won, but let me go ahead and just open it anyway.
No, don't open it.
6-7. Bro, I'm gonna win, bro. Well, I mean, I already won, but let me go ahead and open it.
Ow!
6-7. Oh, let's go! No way. Yo, what are you, bro? What are you doing, bro? No.
You're not getting that 6-7 back, bro. It's mine. 6-7. I'm leaving 6-7.
Oh my gosh, bro. Whatever. I won the challenge, so I get to keep my money. On to selling the next brain rot. All right, guys. Next up is the Fagrama and Chakarama. This one does 600 million a second. Only has one trait, which is the fire trait. But let's go.
Wawa has your favorite go-tos, so why not give our clubs and paninis a go? Customizable, craveable ingredients, layered on a...
Today, I'll be attempting to buy every single radioactive brain rot to get the radioactive base. To make this challenge even better, I'll be finding the cheapest radioactive brain rots all the way to the most expensive radioactive brain rots that we can possibly find. So let's start with $1. All right, so we're gonna search radioactive, and we're gonna take the price from $1 to $2 to start. So let's see what radioactive brain rots that we can find. So honestly, there is a bunch to choose from. There's even a Los Bomanitos for $1 that does 1.8 million a second. But I actually just found a radioactive zombie tra-la-la that does 4 admin lucky block. You can get 5 for $12. I'm actually gonna rage if I get that again. Oh, we finally got a Los Orcalitos. Open up. What is it gonna be? Another Los Tortoise. Oh my gosh. All right, our last one. Come on. Oh, we got a Los Orcalitos. Alright guys, well we did fill our entire base with radioactive brain rots, and if you guys want to see part 2 where I buy the OG Strawberry Elephant radioactive trait, make sure to like this video. Let's get it to 4 Today I'll be taking my base from this to this by spending $10,000 on all of these brain rot. I'll be starting from $1 and making my way to $10,000. Let's go find our first brain rot. Okay, we're gonna change the price from $1 to $2 and we're gonna see what we can find. All right, I definitely don't want to tralalero tralala. We can get a Los Mobilis for 22 million a second. That's a W. We can get a 6-7 that does a random million per second instant delivery, or we can get a job so horror that does 6.3 million a second. I think we're gonna have to go with this Los Mobilis here that does 22 million a second because this is the best brain rot for literally $1. So let's go ahead and get this right now. Right, we are now joining for our very first brain rot, and now this was only $1. All right, I guess he has 4 of them here. I'm just gonna take any single one of them, and now I'm taking it back to my base. Here we go, and there we go. We just got our $1 brain.
Have you seen the new girl?
How disgusting!
She is just a walking fart cloud.
Clearly someone doesn't know how to shower.
No, you don't understand. Come on, bestie. My nose hairs are about to fry off.
Talk to us when you don't reek of farts.
If only they knew the true reason. Hey, stink bomb. What are you holding?
It's just some water.
No, please don't.
If you can't shower,
we'll do it for you. Oh, rich God, no, please, no. You're a mermaid. When I was a baby, a witch cursed me. I couldn't touch water, or I would turn into a mermaid forever. I was too scared to tell anyone, and now I have to live in the ocean away from my family. Awful. We're so sorry.
like and subscribe to turn her back human.
Have you seen the new girl?